We talk about eco-friendly, solar power and energy efficiency on some homes, but if you're not into that, it's just words.
But this house is so much more, Joe. It's fun, it's funky, it's a house on a lazy Susan.
Yep, can you believe it? This house really does spin right around.
It's called girasol, which is Italian for turn towards the sun. And here in Canberra's northern suburbs, it can get a little bit chilly, so making the most of the sun's rays is a big bonus. Should we check it out? Wow, I tell you, from the outside, this house doesn't look big, but these living areas are really generous sizes.
Well, you're not wrong. It's built on a 16.2 diameter disc, but inside here, the rooms are quite square and normal.
Yeah, and flooded with natural light, obviously.
Yeah, now, this is not just a novelty. Every angle of this house has been carefully detailed to pick up here the deep winter sun through those high windows to keep this winter room nice and warm.
Do you know what really tickles my fancy, though? Imagine, you know, waking up, having breakfast and watching the sunrise.
And then in the afternoon, sitting in the same seat and seeing the sunset.
So, Pete, effectively, this is the brains of the entire house.
This is where you control it from, Joe. This is the angle of the sun, and this is the angle of the house. Now, if you're a sun lover, you want to chase those rays, just spin the house to always track the sun. If the house is overheating, just spin it back the other way.
Hey, it's not just about the sun. What if your neighbours are having a really noisy party? You just position your bedrooms away from that side.
And it's simple as that.
So the home's design is effectively two halves of a circle. On this half of this central spine are all your open living spaces. Whereas this side is more your closed living spaces. There's a study, 3 really good-sized bedrooms, a sitting room, 2 bathrooms and an ensuite. It is massive.
Outside, seemingly a normal suburban garage. During excavation, they put 120,000 litre water tanks down there, and on the roof, 24 solar panels. Basically means there's no power or water bills.
You'll notice there's minimal corridors in the house, and that's all about maximising every inch of space. But having a round house does create some challenges, particularly in the shapes of the rooms. Think of it as a wedge of cheesecake. You do have one big flat wall, which allows you to put your bed or a lounge up against it. But what you do notice in the rooms back here, the windows are much smaller. The ceiling is a lot lower, makes it very cosy. That's all about harnessing the heat that you've gathered throughout the day. So effectively, you have a summer house on one side and a winter retreat on the other.
Underneath here, you'll find a big steel wagon wheel supported by 28 wheels. That's how the house rotates. It's got 3 speeds. The top speed will rotate the house in about 10 minutes, but it's whisper quiet.
Right in the centre of the wagon wheel is where all the services are situated. You can actually see the electrical cables are a special flexible cable, and the plumbing is able to rotate. Now, you can see the extra length in all of this. The reason why, quite simply, the house can rotate to 359 degrees. It can't keep going beyond that point for obvious reasons. Instead, it then rotates back, and the length in those cables and pipes is what allows it to do it.
So how long does it take to build a rotating house? Well, surprisingly, only 8 months, which is remarkable considering it's not a standard slab on the ground, but the rest of it is lightweight standard construction, packed full of environmentally friendly ideas. And that's testament to a creative architect, inventive engineer, and motivated builder.
Well, Pete, the house has come full circle, and so have we. What an incredibly clever home.
Not only eco-friendly, but designed with lifestyle in mind as well. If you ask me, it runs rings around your normal family home.